In the TGS Remind trailer, the Master of Masters speaks on his feelings about allowing the world to be ruled by a false light. I've heard that this could be a mistranslation, but this is the information given to us within the official trailer via the official Kingdom Hearts channel, so I'm going to go by what he said for today's theory and discussion. So in Kingdom Hearts back cover, we know the Master of Masters in the very beginning mentioned seven, the foretellers, Luxu, and himself. What this is meant to represent is still questionable, but we do know that this same number is in the epilogue of Kingdom Hearts 3 as the new dark pieces in the new game Ericus and Xehanort begins. We know that in the time of Xehanort's life, he becomes known as the Keyblade Wielder of Darkness, striving to open Kingdom Hearts, which would allow Luxu to call upon his fellow apprentices, the Foretellers. So with all this symbolism of seven surrounding the Master of Masters, Luxu, and the Foretellers, and the legend of the X-Blade in which it's told that it shattered into 7 pieces of light and 13 pieces of darkness, giving us the exact same number as what was in the first war for, of course, the Guardians versus the Seekers, I've come to the thought that this false light is our 7 guardians, the seven princes of heart, or just simply Sora himself, since he was granted the power of the X-Blade, or otherwise the power of Kingdom Hearts. But why this may be problematic for the Master of Masters is the actual question that I feel a lot of people may have. Well, in the Age of Fairy Tales, the Master and subsequently the Foretellers govern the one world to some capacity. The Master of Masters' intelligence and power is what led to the creation of the Keyblade. At least ones like the Way to Dawn, No Name, etc. I think keys like the Kingdom Key and Kingdom Key D have always existed, or they came into existence when the world broke into realms. With the union of the 7 guardians, they may become the ones to fill in the shoes of the masters and the foretellers. Like, isn't it interesting? The master, leader of the foretellers, and Sora, the quote-unquote leader of the Guardians, both disappear. This may also be why there are so many similarities between the Foretellers and the Guardians in their designs and schemes. But what about the Guardians makes the Master feel uneasy if that's the correct takeaway from all of this? Well, when he and the Foretellers ruled the world, he sat on top of the paradigm. He shaped and crafted the destiny of the world. Be it prosperity, a world worthy of Kingdom Hearts' light like the One World, or chaos, a world after the Keyblade War. When he disappeared, he left that role to the Foretellers. Upon his return during Xehanort's youth, he may have discovered what the future had in store and found that the world had forgotten him and the Foretellers. Their mark and their status is nothing but lost pieces of the war's legend. Maybe there's something he knows or something he fears will happen. We know it wound up in Brain's hands, the Book of Prophecies, which is exactly what he told Ava shouldn't happen, that if it wound up getting into the hands of anyone else, then of course there's a possibility that the world, or it's assured that the world will fall into darkness once again. We know that he did mention this to Master Ava, and the importance of that is that, of course, with that implication, could that be what the Master of Masters fears by, of course, leaving the destiny of the world in the hands of the 7 Guardians of Light? Is that why we now see the 7 pieces of darkness representing the Foretellers versus obviously what's going to be our 7 Guardians of Light? And the possibility of this, I feel, still is going to play exactly against the Master of Masters. You see, I feel like what we're going to lead into is going to be a kind of I forgot the word for it. It's going to be like a kind of poetic justice type of thing, to where the Master of Masters has taken all of these precautions. Let's say the Master of Masters is on the side of light, right? He's taken all of these precautions to ensure that even after the world fell after the Keyblade War, it would be able to return, even if it had to return in a different form, in which it's no longer the one world, it's the world broken up into the 3 realms, the realm of light, the realm in between, and the realm of darkness. And with that being said, of course, what if they play some type of ironic, there it is, what if they play some type of irony in there, in which, of course, the Master of Masters and what he seeks is the exact end that the Book of Prophecies may foretell that goes beyond the Keyblade War? What if that's the event that will cause the world to go back into destruction? Now, let's talk about how this may even be possible. So, we know that Sora is finally understanding the true powers of the Keyblade within Kingdom Hearts 3. This is something that Yin Sid mentions within Dream Drop Distance, that they may fancy themselves as masters, Sora and Riku, them two, they may fancy themselves as masters, but true masters of the Keyblade are different in the sense that, of course, the journey that they went on within Dream Drop Distance is the actual ascension to mastery with the Keyblade, or at least since he's a Keyblade master, or he was a master, only he can name them masters at a certain point, or once they reach a certain level of understanding of what the full grasp of the Keyblade's capabilities are. So, with them reaching that point, and within Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora apparently does become a master, as Tetsuya Nomura did say he would become a master, although we never get an actual moment in which he's named master. So, who knows what the hell is all going on with that shit. But, with him having that full grasp, we can only expect for the power that he holds to go higher, such as the tiers of magic within Kingdom Hearts 3. It made sense that Sora was able to use later magics, and in fact, it's a cool ass game mechanic that he's able to use like the upgraded or ascended versions of magics. From fire, if you use it too much or you use it enough in succession, then you get the ability to use Fire. The same goes for Fire-Ga if you use too much of Fire, and then Fire-Ga, if you use too much of that, you get Fire-Za, or Fire-Za, which is the, of course, master level of the magic of fire. And the same goes for every form of magic within Kingdom Hearts. Well, what if Za is just the beginning of a new peak level that will start to branch into even more higher levels of magic? I believe that this is how the foretellers are as powerful as they are, because we do get to see within the Keyblade War that these foretellers do have a power of magic, and even in back cover we get to see that their powers ascend to a far fucking higher level compared to what we've seen out of Sora and the rest of the gang thus far. This is one of the problems I had with Master Xehanort, because he was the wielder of one of their Keyblades, and prior I thought that the Keyblade was what granted, like, you know, the foretellers this level of power, although we have learned within Kingdom Hearts 3, and of course from Tetsuya Nomura himself, that it comes from more or less their understanding of the Keyblade. And with that understanding of the Keyblade, then it's going to be cool as hell to see how far these characters actually go with their levels of power going forward. And the problem with that, though, is that the higher that they ascend to reaching closer to potentially the levels of the Master of Masters, or even Master Xehanort, the higher chance there is of just simply these few characters being able to destroy the world, because we know that Aced is strong enough to cut open wormholes with just the swing of his blade. Master Envy was also able to transform matter. So with those type of level of abilities, then it's going to be crazy to see how things progress going forward in a sense of their skill sets and the abilities that they're capable of. So let me know what you guys think about all of this. This is being boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class. I hope you guys enjoyed this video talking about the false light. And I truly do believe the false light is the 7 guardians. It could also be something else. Maybe the Kingdom Hearts within the sky isn't even the true Kingdom Hearts. Although Lushu does mention Kingdom Hearts, and he mentions that when the real Kingdom Hearts is open, then of course he'll be able to call upon the foretellers, which is exactly what we see in the epilogue. But you never know. The Master of Masters has already fucking pulled a huge fucking wool over all of their eyes already. But this has been your boy Amaziah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and peace the heck out.